is the last show for W. This I can finally focus on the transition to 20 for a trip to cyberspace because time. And also hello to Tammy Martinez on. I re-uploaded it on CC, so if you want to go get her, you can. And also we have Carlos Larry, the famous Riley is here, and Spike Ryan, Alicia, or the Warrior Empress, and we have Stephen Crawford. Okay. So let me just get everything set up. This is a good time for you guys to go get some stat. So basic chips carrying over, things of that nature to make the transition easy for the next game. And if time permits, I'll come back and do a creation suite. I can't talk. I think it was just the fact that you took. I'm thinking this is just me. I don't know the actual reason, but I'm thinking it was just the fact that. I think it was just the fact that, well, I could only. Like, when it came to, like, playing the games or anything like that, I actually don't know. I can only speculate, but it could just simply be that you were taking the games too seriously, and that's happened with a couple of other people that I've had to ban myself. Now, of course, you haven't done anything on my channel, so I can't fault you for that. Not yet, but I guess maybe it was just getting old with him. But I can only speculate. Yeah. Oh, and also hello to Jennifer and who else is going to be? Oh, and Turbo Tails. I forgot to say hello as well. And Patty. Okay. Well, I'm certain that knowing Stargamer the way that I do, I imagine that whatever it was, it must have been bad enough to where it must have been bad enough to, because I'll just tell you that when anyone gets on my nerves to the point where I'm like, I do not want to deal with you, I'm thinking that's probably what it was. He just didn't want to deal with you. Now, I can't say that that's the actual reason, but I can only imagine that that could be the reason. But I can only speculate. Also, hey, what's up, Joshua James as well? Oh, yeah. I, I understand that for some people it's kind of like that. Yes, do stay safe there, Turbo Tails. Or, yeah. Well, like I said, I can only speculate, but it could have just simply been that he just had enough of you. That's about as plain as I can see, Because, like I said, if I was in his position, I probably would have done the same thing. But what's happened has happened, and all you can really do is just focus on the places that you hadn't been banned yet. But just like Stargamer, don't give me a reason to ban you. I'm just gonna say that for sure. For your sake and for the sake of others. All right. Now let's get on with the show. Hey, what's up, Griffin? How's it going, man? And Wally as well. Okay, so for those who are just coming in, we are going to continue the show where we left off. We won't have any bonus matches, but I will be doing another stream later on to do creation suites and things like that. Well, to a certain degree, Jennifer, I can identify with that to a certain degree, of course. I'm doing pretty well, Mr. Griffin. It's great to see you, and also happy birthday to Jose. All right, let's get right back to it. All right, so when we last left off, and by the way, Jose, you had your previous match in what turned out to be part 1, but anyway, let's continue to where we left off, which was this 2 out of 3 falls match in a tables match for the Women's Intercontinental title. But yes, happy birthday to Jose. And I'm going to reach out to Andromeda's parents and Mitty. Do I have a match on the card? The match that you had was in part 1, sadly, but I do intend to bring you back for 26, though. But yeah, it was in part 1, my friend. Okay. I'm just sending this to Atticus, so if I'm not talking, that's why. Yep, not a problem, Wally. Not a problem. Oh, right. Let me get to Mitty. No, I just forgot to hit the button, that's all. All right, now we got all of that straightened out. We have Andromeda.
Representing the Lucha Dragons from Asgard. The women.
But no, I was just simply reaching out to the others before I got to this.
Champion and one half of the Women's World Universal Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, I had a nice lunch beforehand, and at least I can say I'm fed, so I don't have to worry about, what's the word? I don't have to worry about going out afterwards, but Survivor who? Wait, the who? Yeah, that's Jennifer. But here's the Intercontinental Champion, Mitty.
And introducing the champion, representing Diamond Mine from the other side.
A honey ham sandwich. Like, did you make that, or did you go out to get it? I mean, either way, like, it's a nice change of pace from time to time to have something like that. Oh, I see. Well, hey, that's always good to, have something that you made yourself. That's awesome. Oh, yes. And, of course, Endo Girl, 1982, otherwise known as Alicia, streams. Of course, you'll find her on Twitch at the same username. So if you try to find, you can find her on YouTube, but you'll find that she streams on Twitch. So if you have Twitch, you can use that. Same here, Griffin, to a degree. Anyway, there you see Andromeda and Mitty. Of course, Mitty is the queen of... Now, Mitty is the queen of a faraway land known as Lanale. In fact, the woman behind the character is the one that wrote a book about Lanale. And in fact, it's called Lanale by the author, who goes under the pen name of Emily Chase. So if you're interested in a book, I'll talk to Mitty, or rather the woman behind the character, if you're interested in buying a book, but that's another story for another time. Disneyland Adventures. Oh, yes. I almost forgot about that game. Because I've seen, Starlight Valley, and then I've seen... And now Mitty, now going for a choke, but was only able to hold on to it. Oh, wait, what? Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? Is it doing that again? Or maybe it's the storm on your end, but let me check on my end, just to be sure. I hope it's not me, but let's see. Okay, it's fine on my end. I just know that you were going under. You had a storm that. It was for a brief moment. Okay, cool. Oh, that for a moment I thought it was me, but okay. All right, back to the match. Anyway, but object of this match is to put your opponent through a table, not once, but twice. And the one who does that will win the match. All right, now a table set up. Oh, but then Andromeda gets to Mitty. Oh, yes, Mitty is the queen of Twyla. Oh, right, her... yeah, Mitty's also... something of a mirror, much like Hyrule and Twilight. Because as you know, Midna is the queen of Twilight, and of course, Zelda is the queen of, or the princess of Hyrule. Oh, and a dropkick to send Mitty outside. And then Andromeda... Well, she went for a high-risk move and missed. But of course, she is young, so she can take it. And then, ooh, dropped her right on the table. I mean, to land on the mat is bad enough, but to land on that table, you could only imagine how much that's going to hurt. Now try to wear down the legs. Make her a sitting duck. Okay. Now sets her up on the table. And an overhead belly-to-belly suplex to put her through the table. That's one. So Andromeda needs to do it again to win the match. Oh yeah, I've noticed, and I mean, of course, I've noticed that it was in the previous game, I believe. Oh, and by the way, Alicia, I did upload the logos, especially the Blue Toad Wrestling logo. Yeah, so I got to see it in action, especially on AJ's streams when he was streaming it. Well, it's a new match type there, Larry. Carlos Larry. Ooh, went for the spear, but missed. And a spin kick. But then goes for the other table. Oh yeah, so far it's only available for like online purchases, but for like hard print, like if you just want physical media, I look for that. What's on the card? Well, I'm happy you asked. You asked though, and well, as far as your immediate family is concerned, Mr. Dragonheart, is that your son and Kaiserheart are defending the tag team championships tonight. And speaking of championships, after this match, JW Caliber will be in potentially the first of 2 matches that he has today. But yeah, this is part 2 of a show from last week. The only reason we couldn't finish it was because PSN had to be stupid. But hopefully it holds up for the rest of for this show. Although now Mitty looking to tie this match up. A T-bone suplex right through the table. All right, now whoever puts one or the other through a table next will win the match. Oh, Sly? Wait, really, PlayStation? What? Wait, what? Well, as far as Sly is concerned, he doesn't have a match, but Carmelita does. So, yeah, Carmelita has a match. But Sly had his match already. So, in other words, Sly has the night off. Oh my goodness! I don't know who got it worse, Mitty or the fact that Andromeda landed on that table a little bit. Well, I guess it didn't hurt her that much as well. Well, Carlos, have more confidence in yourself. Oh, and Alana Lake or the code breaker, that's what it's called, sorry. And now that, oh, there we go. Table was kind of out of whack a little bit. Yeah, she should have. But it's always the heat of battle that can, that can do a number on it. Oh! Oh my goodness. Oh, wait, she drop-kicked her leg, okay. Oh, I said that Dragonheart Jr. and Kaiserheart are in action, defending the tag team championships. Oh my gosh, a DDT right on the table. I'm surprised the table didn't break. Against whom? The primetime Jackhammers. That would be Jesse Jackhammer and Sean Sanders. Anyway. Her book has made it on bookstore shelves in the UK. You have a friend who lives there. Oh, awesome. And then JW says, some poor greenhorn is fixing to learn why you're the most dominant champion in Blue Toad wrestling. Well, that is true. We've had other dominant champions. Of course, they were before your time, but But without question, in the modern age, yeah, that is true. You are the most dominant champion. Who am I kidding? You are a dominant champion. Oh, but we now have another table coming out. And now Mitty returns the favor to Andromeda. Both women have each put one another through the table. We just need one more. But of course, JW is definitely a dominant champion in that just about anything that you could think of, it hasn't put him down for good. We've had a couple of close calls, but JW always found a way to win. And that's definitely the key. He always found a way to win. Uh-oh, a guitar coming up. Oh my goodness, smashes it on her knee. A very resourceful champion is JW. And another drop kick. Oh, and stop right on the arm. Oh, but Andromeda fighting back. To have an historical match in 2K26 if JW is BTW champion. So I take it you want to challenge JW should he remain as Blue Toad Wrestling World Champion. Well, let's find out if that's the case. And that could be the case when all is said and done. And right now, Andromeda just using that chair on Mitty. Although Mitty gets up and delivers another drop kick with those heels. I mean, those heels are like registered weapons, you know. You got to have a permit to carry those things or wear them. Oh, you mean Dragon Heart? You mean RX? Well, that would be something. Although, wait a minute. A rock bottom by Andromeda, and we have a new champion.
WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, the Witch Princess.
Yep. Welcome to the show, AJ, and congratulations to Andromeda as she wins her first major championship in the form of the Intercontinental title. And she had to beat a former 10-time champion, world champion, to do it. But now it's time for JW to take on who he calls the Greenhorn, Dakota. But I can tell you for starters, well, anything with Extreme Rules. So with that, let's get to it. Okay, so let me get Mr. Dakota, as without a doubt this is the biggest match of his career. Oh yeah, that's a good question. And of course, AJ is putting up the World Cyberspace Championship against whoever wins this match. So we could see JW against AJ, or we might see a new champion. We might see Dakota, but one step at a time we go. Okay. Wait. So you don't have... Oh, let's see. You don't have a PS5 or Xbox, and CC isn't compatible with PC anymore. So you're waiting for somebody to create you. Ah. I was talking about our characters.
The following champion vs. champion contest is an Extreme Rules match and is for the All-Star World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, we'll take it one match at a time, Carlos, and plus, just have fun. I mean, if you win, great. If you lose, at least, like, I try not to take my matches too seriously. But as far as Dakota is concerned, there you see him in his SMG4 outfit. I mean, he's a big fan of SMG4, and always had been, all the way up to retirement. And of course, he still is 1/4 of the Four Kings championships, but would like to become the world champion. And for Dakota, I mean, Dakota won a big match to get this opportunity. And of course, Dakota, you know, definitely Dakota has risen up the ranks in a relatively short amount of time from the time that he debuted. But this will definitely be the toughest test and perhaps the most daunting. As I give you not only the WWE Universal Champion, but also the Blue Toad Wrestling Men's World Champion, the South Texas Stallion, the Dirty South Outlaw, the holder of Big Blue. I give you JW Caliber. And of course, the fact that he has so many championships, he may as well paint a bullseye on his chest. But on the other hand, that's always a mistake. Of course, JW, not that long ago, defended the hardcore title. And while the odds were against him, he somehow still managed to win. So if 5 guys couldn't beat him, that's what's going to make it much tougher for Dakota. No, if Dakota's going to win, he's got to hold tough. And if anything, hope that JW makes a mistake. Absolutely, Carlos. A decorated champion indeed for JW. And I'll say this, as far as JW is concerned, he's definitely done a great job for, you know, the Anarchy and Chaos Enterprises, because that stable has the world champion in its ranks, and that man is JW. For Dakota, he's part of the Switch Gaming clan, and would love to bring that championship to the clan himself, the Switch Gaming clan. Match underway. Here we go. And apparently Mickey is still trying to ruin the show again. Can we get somebody to get Mickey out of here? Now, obviously, I can't ask JW to do it. I mean, he's already in a match with Dakota. And speaking of Dakota, Dakota decides to fly. And he's going to have to take it to JW. And in fact, that's exactly what he will do. Oh, also, hey, what's up, Star Gamer? I didn't even see you. I was so distracted with Mickey Mouse with what he was doing. But welcome to the show, Star Gamer. You're just in time to see JW Caliber, the man in black, against Dakota, Mr. SMG4. Or one who looks up to him. And Dakota, wow, what power, and then a knee. And now Dakota using the Mitsuharu Misawa-esque elbows. Although, ooh, and Dakota knew what was coming. He telegraphed the fact that, well, he couldn't telegraph the Dirty South Lariat. Could this do it? 1, 2, no, ooh. He avoided the stunner, but didn't avoid the Lariat. But now JW going to get some toys. And he's got that sledgehammer. But Dakota not going to let him use it. Oh, nice hops though. And a super Dakota punch. 1, 2. Ooh, almost got him there. And now it looks like Dakota's going to get something. And now he's got a chair. Well, he had a chair, but then it got knocked away from him. Hey, what's up, Atticus? You just missed your girl Andromeda. And also hello to Arkham 500. Anyway, a knee right to Dakota. 1, 2, no. And then a gut-wrench suplex onto Dakota. And now what's he going to get? Uh-oh. Now he's got a ladder. Well, he slides it in the ring. Hey, what's up, Dakota? And Dakota, you're in this match. And Dakota, if somehow you win, then you'll have another match in this show. And now, okay, JW. And, oh, Dakota just got hit with that hammer. And again, right on the gut. Yes, I got all your calls there, Mr. Cornwell. Yes, I did. And of course, the shotgun stunner. But he's not done with him yet. And then a paintbrush and a ripcord lariat. However, this is not a falls count anywhere match, so JW's going to have to get Dakota back in the ring, or vice versa. Hi, Dakota. As Dakota says hello to me, Griffin Gamer, and, well, Cancer Survivor, that is, you can just call her Jennifer. And now, oh, wait a minute. He's got Big Iron. Big Iron. He's got the Iron Claw that he calls Big Iron. Well, even if even if he passed out, even if Dakota had tapped out, well, the match wouldn't end. I mean, it has to be in the ring. Now goes around the ring. I'm not sure why. I guess maybe to get his bearings back. Oh, and Dakota just got hit in the head with a chair. And then sent into the barricade. Oh, and a back suplex. I mean, I gotta say, Dakota is taking this punishment. And I think AJ I think AJ's gonna fixing to get rid of Mickey in the back. While that's happening, JW just stomping a mud hole in him. And then Dakota starts fighting back. And now Dakota has been busted open. Dakota is now bleeding. And another shotgun stunner, but again, you got to get him in the ring. Oh yes. What is it that you wanted to offer? I'm listening. I hope it wasn't. I hope it's nothing bad. I won't say anything else. Beyond. Oh, if you would like to try the Switch 2 edition of Wonder, you can game share it with you on game. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm good with that. I'm cool with that. Oh, and now using that kendo stick on Dakota. Although Dakota, and the stick broke over Dakota's head. I mean, how much more can Dakota take? Although this time, Dakota starts fighting back. And now Dakota with a pedigree. But that might have been just out of desperation, but could not capitalize on it. And now going for, a Texas pile driver. Oh my gosh. I gotta say, win or lose, I mean, Dakota just is not giving up. In fact, he gets out of that, and then, okay, well, both guys missed, but then again, both are tired. All right, now Dakota sends JW back inside the ring, perhaps maybe even the safest place if not for that ladder. And now he gets back in. And a DDT. And then, oh, this could do it. And then that was a loaded barrel shotgun. And he kicked out. How did he kick out of that? I mean, we all know that JW is the toughest SOB in the south side of Texas. But Dakota's showing us how much of a tough SOB he is in his own right. And he's still fighting back. And now Dakota's starting to get a little bit of offense in. Oh, now it's starting to work on the leg. Maybe that's a strategy there. Oh, but of course you can't keep JW down for too long. Absolutely respect. I mean, each of these guys have at one time or another given out the punishment and taken it. And now it looks like it's JW's turn to take it as much as Dakota's given it back. And now JW has been busted open. But I think that just might have made him mad. And really, Donald Duck? You had to go after a lady now. And of course, the activities with Mickey and now Donald, all of this is part of the show, by the way. I don't want people to think that, you know, that it's nothing but anarchy here. Even though it could be, but it's really part of the show. So I want to disclaim that. Whoa! And a ripcord lariat of his own. 1, 2, no! Kick out by JW. JW showing us he's the toughest SOB. But he missed, although the Super Dakota Punch didn't. 1, 2, no! Kick out! And Dakota must be thinking, what do I have to do to put this man down? Uh-oh. I think maybe that chair might help. Oh, and he threw it! I mean, JW, I don't want to say he didn't think that was going to happen, but I guess he was thinking that Dakota was going to try to swing the chair at him. I don't think he was expecting Dakota to throw the chair at him. And now Dakota, oh, now he's going to go for the pedigree again, and he hits it, this time in the ring. But can he capitalize? 1, 2, 3! And we have a new champion. And while the now ex-champion does have a rematch clause in his back pocket, we now have a new holder, a Big Blue, and his name is Dakota Sheldon. I don't know what else to say, but that was a match that could have gone either way. In fact, there were times I thought JW had it won. I don't know what else to say. What could I say? But that means that Dakota will be back for the main event, as Dakota will have to come back and defend the championship that he just won against the Cyberspace Federation World Champion, who just so happens to be AJ Cool Kid himself. But for JW, he has nothing to be ashamed of. It was a match that could have gone either way. But I guess we'll have to find out what the champion, well, ex-champion, JW, has to say. But this takes nothing away from the fact of how dominant of a champion that JW has been. But just like James Bond, he will return. He will return. But like I said, he will have a championship rematch in his back pocket. So while Dakota has some time to rest, we now go to a champion versus champion match, and it's between the Cyberspace United States champion, Patty Chase, that would be the one on the right, and the Blue Toad Wrestling North American champion, Vera, the one on the left. And then apparently Patty takes out Donald. All right, well, of course, Vera and Patty are here, so I don't have to reach out to anybody because they're here. Give me a second. Let me go adjust the air conditioning in a moment. Thank you, Stargamer. I try to be, especially with this, especially with the show. And by the way, we are visiting Cyberspace Federation, which is AJ's show, and it will feature prominently their stars. And one of those is this lady.
The WWE Women's World Champion and the Women's Super Tag Team Champion, Princess Richards.
So this is Vera Richards, and she is not only 1/4 of the 4 Queens champions in Blue Toad Wrestling, but is the WWE Women's World Champion. So anyway, give me a second. I'll be right back.
And representing Diamond Mine from parts unknown, the Queen Cat.
Oh, is that so, Goofy? Don't forget the last time I laid the smackdown on you. On AJ's show. But one person that is a dominant champion as far as Cyberspace Federation is concerned is this woman. The first and still only United States champion in Cyberspace Federation history, Patty Chase. And then finally, Carmelita takes out Goofy. Thank you. So we saw Mitty. Well, this is her mother, Patty Chase. And of course, she's the former Queen of Lanale. And of course, now currently serves as the Minister of Defense. Well, here's Vera and Patty. And this is under normal match rules, so it's pinfall or submission in the ring. So to pin your opponent, you pin your opponent's shoulders to the mat for the count of 3, or force your opponent to submit. And as that happens, and now it looks like Carmelita and Goofy are fighting. 1, 2, no, only a 1. So of course, as far as Patty is concerned, you know, Patty is also a part of the same family. You know, as far as the Dragon family are concerned, that's what links these two women. In that Patty is the master, and Vera is the student. Vera, of course, the one in green. Oh, nice spin kick. And then a high kick. Wow! A series of strikes on Patty. Although I'm not sure why Vera went out. I'm not sure why she did that. But she comes back in. 1, 2. And I think that slight hesitation may have costed her. And now, well, Vera made a mistake. She decided to pick up the pace and paid for it. Goofy keeps it. Wait, now Goofy's attacking himself? 1, 2, no. Man, there's a lot of fighting in the back, I'm telling you. I mean, I do remember the one time that Rob and Stargamer actually, like, had a fight in the back with the Usos. And I remember, and I do remember, you know, Rob and Star laying the smackdown at that time. If you remember, you remember. Although now Patty, ooh, thrown right into the post. Oh, but Vera doesn't give up. And then, oh, nice counter there by Patty. A backbreaker, another one, and then just tosses her. But Vera gets out for just a moment. And then a big clothesline. And a T-bone suplex. Oh, but Patty not going to give it up. Patty not going to let up, I should say. 1, 2, and now it's going to Suplex City. It's Vera. Oh, no, he won't. Although Patty, 1, 2, and the triple powerbomb, the trifecta. 1, 2, no. I give Vera a lot of credit. And then, well, Vera, of course, had just enough wherewithal. And then a slingshot crossbody. 1, 2, no. And then of course there's an enemy that's well known to the Sly Cooper universe, and that's Nayla. Nayla, of course, is one of the main villains of the Sly Cooper universe, for those who don't know. And now Vera trying to take out Patty's legs. And then I gotta come up with a name for that move. The Dragon Stunner, that's it. 1, 2, and that, well, Patty, of course, dig deep. Just goes to show how tough Patty is. And then Vera went for another flying move and missed it. Welcome back to the show there, Miss Alicia. And I don't know if you saw what happened in the previous match, but you're just in time for this match between Vera and Patty, as Patty got thrown right into the barricade. Oh, she calls it the Sweet Dreams. Okay, I'll remember that then. Now, of course, these women are risking a count out. If you do not get back in the ring by the count of 10, you are counted out and you lose the match. On a spear, right to Vera. Oh, you were in a call with Gregory, and then Patty goes back inside the ring. And Patty wins by count out. Well, I guess Vera didn't have to do the job, brother. Yeah, Vera didn't have to do the job, brother. But as a result, Patty does win. Yeah, that was my Hulk Hogan impression. Brother. And what you gonna do when Patty Chase runs wild on you, brother? Or sister, since she'll attack women. Not Well, I give Vera credit for yeah, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. Yes. To the man known as Terry Bollea, but most people knew him best as Hulk Hogan. But coming up next, we have two of Arkham 500's women, or his two girls, Mai and Chun-Li, in the sense that, you know, they work for Arkham in the sense that Arkham has his own show, and Chun-Li and Mai originated from Queens of Wrestling. That's the name of the show, Queens of Wrestling, that they came from. And same thing with Amy. But of course, we also have Amethyst Flames as well. So with that, let me let Miss Flames know, and I'm not sure if Arkham is still in the chat, but I'll let him know still. And of course, we have a championship on the line, and I'll go into more detail about that in a moment. Oh, she is? Okay, I might get her. Hey, what's up, Tenu? And of course, I created Tenu, the character Tenu. So on the left, you have the Asian Connection, and on the right, you have Amethyst Rose. Amethyst Flames and Amy Rose. So with that, oh yeah, let me, I still need to let Arkham know. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Asian Alliance, my bad. And then, oh yeah, and then of course I'll let Flames know. Alright, here we go. So first up, we have the Asian Alliance.
The following contest is a tornado tag team match for the NXT Women's
All right, so let me see. What do we have here?
Championship. On the way to the ring.
Not that I mind, Tenu. Let me see. Do I even have... I'll put you on the list, but just know that we're not doing any bonus matches, if only because we'll be making the transition over to 26 after the show, so that's kind of where we are at right now. But I'll still put you on the list, though, at the very least. Oh, not a problem, Mr. Cornwell. But yeah, there you see Arkham 500. He has his own show, or he has his own show. A men's and a women's show, respectively known as Kings and Queens of Wrestling. That's the name of his two shows. And of course, you'll see these two women on Queens of Wrestling. And here they are. Amethyst Rose. Amethyst Rose. That would be Amethyst Flames and Amy Rose. By the way, Arkham, do you have 2K26? If not, I'll see what I can do to make your characters. I mean, of course, I know someone's gonna make Chun-Li and Mai and Amy Rose. I mean, because really, who's not gonna make either of those characters? Okay. So what I will do is make Black Magic. I mean, those are the two main characters, and then I don't know about Louis. Or actually, I'll bring in Louis. I'll make him and. But if you want me to hold off, I'll hold off. It's not a problem either way. But whatever I do, I'll be certain to make them without any downloaded stuff. So in other words, that way you could just pick it up even when you get the game. So yeah, I'm up to tier 8, I think. No, yeah, 8. Sorry, I had just done. I'm up to tier 8 at this time. But just know that I have been busy with work and all that stuff. But I'll keep you posted in terms of tiers unlocked. TIERS tiers. Then you got Flammer, I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, match underway. So this is for the WWE's NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, of course, we had previous champions, but of course they disbanded. And as a result, we now have to crown new champions, and what a way to crown them. And now, Flames going for a cover? Nope, kick out. So object is to pin one of your opponents or force one of them to submit in the ring, and whoever does it will win for herself and her teammate. Right, I got to... Then you got part of the AAA class? Am I booked? Let me see. Well... Let me just check one more time. But no, unfortunately not tonight, but if anything, we're just finishing out the other half of the show since we couldn't do it last time. But then after that, I still have to like put down the list of people I want to bring back, championships, like who's the champion, especially as I make the transition to 26. And if time permits, I'll even do a creation suite. But for tonight, sadly, no. But with that said, back to this match. And now Amethyst goes after Mai. Anyway, nice Amethyst clothesline. And a pin. One. Nope, broken up by Chun-Li. If the count had reached to 3, then Amethyst and Amy Rose would have won. So yes, this is the finale to 2K24 as I make the transition to 26. So yes. All right. So in the ring right now we have Mai and Amethyst Flames. Nice forearm elbow right to the back of Mai's head. And meanwhile, Amy and Chun-Li are fighting outside. And, ooh, nice crossbody onto Mai and a pin. One. Nope, kick out. Well, now all 4 women back inside the ring again. Although, well, I already have Angela and I have Carmelita. I just need to get Sly, but of course I haven't reached that tier within the AAA pass. Oh, and a backbreaker onto Flames. But no, I do have Angela, though. And I like how Angela is kind of a, you know, she definitely has, you know, both of her parents, you know, like both her looks, both in looks and personality. And now going for the disarmor. Well, that probably would have done it had it not been for Amy. And although Amy accidentally knocked out the referee by mistake. And now Amy. Oh, and well, Amy just got smashed with a running kick, and 1, 2, no! Kick out by Amy, that could have been it, but Amy reaching down deep, much like her man Sonic would do. You know, just like Sonic the Hedgehog, like, you're going to have to do a lot more than that to beat him. Well, you'll also have to do the same thing to Amy Rose, although a pin onto Flames. 1, 2. No, kick out by Flames. Anyway, a float over DDT onto Rose, Amy Rose. 1, 2. No, kick out by Rose. And a series of drop kicks by Flames. Oh, back elbow by Chun-Li. Off the ropes. Oh, went for a kick, but instead... I forget what she calls that move. 1-2. But it was a powerbomb flip, or a flip powerbomb, I should say. But Flames gathers herself. Oh, F360, okay. And now Flames now does a somersault. Wow, wonderful athleticism by Flames. You're doing a single run. Oh, you mean you want to be a singles wrestler? Oh, nice Phoenix Splash. 1, 2. No, kick out by Chun-Li this time. Remember, whoever can get a pinfall or submission first will win. Well, I have no issue with that. I can make that happen. Anyway, the F360 again, but broken up by the pinfall was broken up, but instead an X Factor. To Chinatown. Really, Amy, you had to say that? And I think, you shouldn't have said that as Chun-Li gives you a knee for her trouble, for your trouble. 1, 2, 3. All right, but as that happens, Amy just had to say something, and Chun-Li took it out on Amy, and are the new NXT Tag Team Champions. So the Asian Alliance have won their first piece of gold in Blue Toad Wrestling. But take nothing away from Amethyst Flames. Well, Amethyst Rose, I should say, but still. Take nothing away from the opposition, but obviously these two, they were focused on becoming champion, and that's what they got. A 5-star match. You called me a freaking Sonic stalker. I suppose I can understand that to a degree. But we go from one tag team to another. This one is for the Blue Toad Wrestling World Tag Team Championships, the men's titles. And, of course, we have Jesse Jackhammer and Sean Sanders. So, of course, we have the Primetime Jackhammers, Primetime Sean Sanders and Jesse Jackhammer, as they take on the Dragon Family. And for the Dragon Family, they have Dragonheart Jr. and Kaiser Hart. Now, I believe Dragonheart's in the chat, and I think Sean Sanders is in the chat, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, I don't have a way to contact Jesse Jackhammer, but regardless. Also, hello to Brandon Bones in the chat. Hey, what's up, Blaze? How you doing, man? Well, you get to see Dragonheart's son and his brother team up to take on the Primetime Jackhammers. And here they are. The challengers. So the man with the gi, that is Primetime Sean Sanders. And the man with the tiger shirt, that is Jesse Jackhammer. Of course, Patty's naturally going to go for the Dragon family. Okay. Well, yeah. Of course, I don't have X anymore. I used to have it, but and then face. I mean, I used to have those too, but I don't have those anymore. So that's why I mean that I can't have that. I don't have it. But I also understand Jesse's position on not having too much social media. But there you have the challengers, and they've been wanting to get this opportunity in a traditional tag team match. Well, they finally get it, but now can they capitalize? But this time against the Dragon Warriors, the Dragon family, whatever you want to call them. Now, of course, a couple of times, the champions have changed hands, and the primetime jackhammers often have been in contention for those titles, but have never won them. You just have to think that if they can put it together, they can finally become champions. Or will the Dragon family win and keep the titles out of the hands of the primetime jackhammers? We'll find out in a moment.
Contest is a tag match set for one fall, and is for the All-Star World Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 499 pounds, the Hurt Business, and their opponents at a combined weight of 409 pounds, the All-Star World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Dragons!
Oh, I remember. I mean, of course, it was Dragonheart Jr. and Senior that held the belts, the championships in WSW when it was a thing. But of course, Kaiser Hart can definitely hold his own and has proven himself to do that. All right, so we're going to start with Dragonheart Jr. and Primetime, or not Primetime, Jesse Jackhammer. Primetime's on the apron. Although now sent into the corner, and now Primetime's in. But what are they going to do here? A twist of fate and a Swanton bomb a la the Hardy Boys. And then, wow, great athleticism from a man that's close to, what, 275 pounds? Maybe 280 in muscle. And now another tag. And then the 3D a la the Dudley Boys. Man, so they have moves that came from like past tag team, champions in WWE, like the Hardy Boys and Dudley Boys. But it looks like they're trying to keep Dragonheart Jr. in there. Nice move there by Jr. Oh, yeah. I understand, Patty. Of course, I don't want to. We got to keep it PG, bro. And another Swanton bomb. Is this going to do it? Don't tell me. One. No, kick out at one. And a moonsault. Wow. And finally, Kaiser Hart comes in. But, of course, the object is to pin your opponent's shoulders to the mat for the count of 3, or force your opponent to submit. Right now, the two people that are legally in are Primetime and Dragonheart Jr. And a series of backbreakers onto Jr. A tag to Jesse Jackhammer and a quick tag. to Kaiser Hart, only for Kaiser Hart to get dropped with a running elbow. And now going for a leg lock. Oh, but Kaiser Hart fights out of it, and, well, Dragonheart Jr. gets right back on the apron. All right, now both men back inside. You'll be lurking now. For now, TJ, you're going to eat some dinner. Not a problem. Enjoyed the dinner and a movie, dude. But thank you, man. The Hardy Boys Mysteries. Not the tag team, but the OG Hardy Boys, the original ones. I almost forgot about that one. You know, because you had Sherlock Holmes, you had the Man from U.N.C.L.E., you had the original Mission Impossible, and of course you had James Bond. And hello to Andrew. And then, nice takedown there onto Junior. Although one thing is for certain, a countout will not do the primetime jackhammers any good, regardless of whether they win or lose or tie by countout. They have to get this match in the ring. Count is up to 8. They got until 10. And then, well, it's a good thing that Dragonheart Jr. got back in before the count of 10, but the match at least continues. Oh, nice code breaker. Now goes up to the top, does Primetime. And then, well, I'm not sure what he was going to do, but whatever he was going to do, it got countered by Junior, Dragonheart Jr. Wow, nice series of strikes by Primetime. Now sent into the corner, but out of character, I'm hopeful that, you know, JW is. I hope he's not mad or upset or anything. But, you know, but as mentioned before, that match could have gone either way. But I also understand if he had to step away, you know, once his character was done for the night, I guess. But I'm hopeful that he's all right out of character. All right, back in character and back to this match. A tag right to Kaiser Hart. Of course, Kaiser Hart in a deeper shade of blue, and he gets picked up and dropped head first onto the top turnbuckle. And then a leg drop right on the ropes. Before the TV series, the Hardy Boys were booked. Nancy Drew was another show. I almost forgot about Nancy Drew, but yeah, that's another, you know, spy thriller like show. The only other one I could think of off the top of my head was what was it called? The Saint. You know, because there was a show called The Saint in which it starred Roger Moore as Simon Templar. Of course, anyone who knows James Bond knows that Roger Moore became James Bond himself by the time we got to, you know, 1973 with Live and Let Die. Anyway, a Hurricane Rana by Kaiser Hart. And then a neck breaker. and then attack right to Dragonheart Jr., even though it's Primetime that's the legal man. Although, wow! A leg drop body splash combination. Okay, so you watched all the Roger Moore movies. So you've seen Live and Let Die. You've seen The Man with the Golden Gun. The Spy Who Loved Me. Moonraker, For Your Eyes Only. The one about an octopus woman. I use the PG title of Property of a Lady in lieu of it, and A View to a Kill. All right, so now we have Primetime and Kaiserheart. Back to the corner and gets to Jesse Jackhammer. Although, not to be outdone, Kaiserheart shows us some athleticism of his own. But now he's going to show us the power as he gets jiggy with it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. And now both guys are outside. Oh, you mean Daniel Craig? So in other words, you watched the first 20. I mean, if I had to pick one of those films, I would say the first one in 2006, Casino Royale. Some people call it one of the best movies, if not, like, number one in most fan rankings and stuff like that. Well, anyway, Jesse Jackhammer gets back in the ring, but, well, unfortunately, the Primetime Jackhammers win the match, but they do not win the titles. So that means we'll have to come back and do another rematch at some point. In fact, let me take a look and see who else is owed a shot. So the only other... Oh, no, wait, that's the women's title. Never mind. Oh, no, wait. No, I'm sorry. Oh. Unfortunately, like I said, the challengers won the match, but they do not win the titles. So that means that we'll have to come back and do it again. Well, since Primetime's the only person that's representing the team, I'll have to ask him something if he's in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just have to save this for another time. But a 4-star match, and the challengers do win the match, but they do not win the titles. However, still the champions, Kaiserheart and Dragonheart Jr., the Dragon family. But yeah, you're thinking of Daniel Craig as the blonde James Bond. So we go from a tag team match to Cyberspace Federation's specialty match. The Cyberspace Cell. Oh no. Wait, I think you went. Wait, we haven't even reached 2096. Okay. Oh, Moonraker and A View to a Kill. Yeah, like those two films are often at the bottom of most people's list, but on the other hand, some people love those movies. Like, I like those movies a lot more than most people do. So I definitely enjoyed that. Oh, well, yeah, that is true, although Roger was more brown than he was blonde. And same thing with Daniel Craig, although he kind of went brown himself, like his hair, that is, in his later films. But anyway, so the question is, do you want me to save it for another show, like the rematch, or do you want me to do it after the main event, which is this, as a make good. 2006 or 2006, I should say. I can't talk. But yeah, we could save it for another time, or we could try to do it again. But this time, see to it that we have a definitive winner. But either way, it's fine. Daniel Craig's a good one. I do like Sean Connery and Pierce Brosnan. Those are my favorites. But yeah, my favorites are more or less the same as yours, except with although Daniel Craig's good, I prefer Timothy Dalton. But I also like Roger Moore too. So yeah. But I do like all 6 of those guys that have played James Bond at one point or another. And then you had George Lazenby as Bond for one movie. And some people call the movie that he was in, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, one of the greatest movies ever. License to Kill? Yeah. One guy actually had License to Kill as wait. Oh, you already had your rematch, Joker, but I'll tell you what, whoever wins this match, you can challenge one of those 2 guys to be, to be the next challenger. But without any further ado, let me get to this match, though. We were so busy talking about like James Bond films and all that other stuff. Oh, so you want a no countouts match? Or I hope I understand. I hope I'm understanding that correctly, though. All right, let me get Mr. Clinton and I'm not sure if Dolmada is still in the chat, but anyway. Well, you missed a fair bit there, Ty. No holds barred for the tag team titles? Well, that's up to Primetime. If not, like I said, I could always save it for another time. It's not a problem. Okay, so I got Clinton. Let me see. Did I... Okay, there we go. I wanted to at least let Atticus know, who in turn can let Dolmada know. All right, let's get to this match, though.
The following champion vs. champion contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match, and it is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
So there you see Dolmada as United States and NXT champion. Of course, Dolmada had won a match, or finished second in a match, that had he won, he would have been the one that would have faced off against JW. But nonetheless, though, he does get to fight for a championship. And what a thing it would be for him to walk away with 3 championship titles to his credit. However, he is going up against a man that will do just about everything he can to hold on to that title. Okay. So I guess we can make that the main event, if only just because we didn't get a satisfying finish in that previous match. So in that case, you may stick around. It'll continue in 2 weekends' time, so we'll take 1 weekend off, but we will be back for NHL in 2 weekends times. No, not next week though, but if only because we'll have other stuff to have. But yeah, but no worries there, Alicia. You didn't know. But of course, Tomura is not the only decorated champion, as is Clinton himself. He is not only the ECW title holder, but is the champion, the defending Intercontinental champion as well. Although another way I could do that is increase the count to 20. So so what I can do is increase the count to 20 instead of 10. You know, the count out rule. And what I will also do is, if in the event that the match ends in a count out again and you just so happen to win it, I will still award you the championships. But of course, if we do get a definitive finish, then whoever wins that by pinfall or submission will outright win. But thank you for at least... But I do appreciate the suggestion. But there we go. Oh no, there is a 20 count. I rarely use it, but it's there. Anyway, this is for the Intercontinental title inside the Cyberspace Cell match. And I'll explain the rules in a moment.
240 pounds, the WWE United States Champion and the NXT Champion, Fallen Hero! And his
We'll have to save that for bonus matches, though, Spike Ryan. But I appreciate the fact that Spike and Seth and Roman. I mean, I could always feature other things, but we'll have to save it because again we're making that transition after the show. Oh, now wait, is that defeat or is that tie? I wouldn't be surprised if that's tie. You know, as you know, Ty is a big fan of the feed. But let's get some help for AJ though in the back. But as that happens, all right. Oh, that reminds me, I need to do this. I need to put on the HUD. Or the scoreboard, so to speak, because this is a 2 out of 3 falls fight. So the object is to get the pinfall. You either have to do it by pinfall, by pinning your opponent's shoulders on the mat for the count of 3 inside the ring, or by knockout. And then, oh, nice slam there onto Tomura. And Tomura gets thrown over the top rope. And of course, Tomura trying to get his bearings in. So far, Tomura has had a rough go. Although, well, Clinton took his eye off of Tomura and that was a mistake there. And then Tomura, a reverse DDT onto Clinton. And a poison Rana. I mean, well, that's the name of the move. Onto Clinton, but again, Clinton showing us how resilient he is, but then he gets thrown outside the ring. A TV minute match. No time limit. Well, I mean, of course we'll have no time limit, but still. But as that happens, Tomura starts walking around the ring. I'm not sure why. I guess maybe to get his bearings back, which is not a bad idea. But then Clinton gets a hold of him and throws him right into the cage. And that, well, he slowed down that time, but then ended up tripping on his feet. Yeah, exactly. Nice counter there onto Tomura. Ooh, nice counter punch, but then... And then, hey! I will see to it that AJ doesn't become the champion! You understand? You will respect me! Okay, Mickey. That's enough from you. All right. Well, we finally got Mickey out of the. We finally got Mickey out of the booth. And besides, Mickey, you're not even signed to a deal yet. So until then. And even if you did get signed, you have no right to invade the the commentary booth. Yes, exactly. Bad Mickey. Although, oh no. Well, now both guys are outside of the cell. Oh, this is not good. You've heard of Humpty Dumpty. Well, one of these guys is about to take a great fall. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Both these guys are... Uh-oh. All it takes is one mistake. Oh my goodness, he fell. And Tomura fell off. And now Clinton is at the top. Oh, don't tell me Tomura's going to go up and get him. Oh no. Yeah, you might have to, Emily. Yeah, they did. Oh, my God. Well, Clinton. Well, Clinton is. Well, Clinton actually fell into. Oh, wait a minute. Tomura gonna look to get him, but. Oh, now both guys are back in. And then smash into the wall, and that was a knockout to Tomura. So now Clinton has one victory under his belt. He just needs one more to win. To win the whole thing, that is. But Tomura just got knocked out after getting thrown into the... Exactly. I'm not sure how he didn't fall. And now Tomura just, how much more can Tomura take? And correct me if I'm wrong. And also there's Arya. Who of course has Tomura, another headbutt. Now Tomura starting to fight back a little bit. You're not the tag team champions. Yeah, absolutely, as AJ says. Focus, cousin Tomura, says Arya. Well, now that we have more roster spots, I don't see why not. But again, I'll have to look and see who I have currently from 24 going into 26, because I know not everyone's going to come back. I know that. And now both guys are coming back up. I mean, you see two panels of the middle taken out. But now, wait a minute, Tomura. Nice sunset flip power bomb. Then a front flip. And now Tomura, what was it? A tiger bomb, that's what it's called. And now Tomura, what's he gonna do? The Tomura driver, and that's a knockout, so it's 1-1. Whoever can get the next knockout or pin in the ring will win. Oh, okay. I believe I got Revy signed to a deal. I just like her look, but hey, I still have room, thankfully. But now Clinton. Nope. Countered. And now Tomura. Oh, goodness. A Falcon arrow. It's going to take one mistake or one big move to end this. Then a knee drop onto Clinton. And a DDT on the cage. And, well, a miss by Tomura. And then Clint Sasha. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. And a curb stomp. And that's a knockout. Thank you for returning the bell. I appreciate that, AJ. So Clinton has won and is still the Intercontinental Champion. Well, one person you won't have to worry about, Joker, is Tomura, because Tomura could have won this match and you might have had to fight him instead. But of course, if you want a shot at Clinton, all you have to do is ask him, or maybe even just fight him and beat him in a non-title match to get the opportunity. Anyway, a 4-star match. I can't talk. A 4-star match. Well, up next we have Diamond Sky and Jen Wolverine. Yeah, we'll get Tomura down safely. And in the meantime, we have Diamond Sky and Jen Wolverine fighting for the Mushroom Kingdom Championship, the Women's Mushroom Kingdom title. Yeah, unfortunately, that was a mistake on his part. All right, let me just let Miss Jen Wolverine know. I will say, though, that Jen Wolverine, I do have Jen Wolverine, the character. So if you want her up, I'll put her up under the usual hashtags of BTW26 and CRW26. But I will have but I believe I have her. If I don't, I'll put her up. So let me just let Jen know. Oh, so Tammy made one of her own? Okay. Well, like I said, I made a okay. So you could either get her from you can get Jen from Tammy, or you can get her from me, and I guess you could just choose between the two of them which one better represents the show that you have. All right, let me just let her know. Okay. All right, not a problem. And that's all you can be. That's all you need to be, Carlos. That's all I will say. Okay. So, you might wonder, well, wait a minute, wasn't Rose the Gaia the champion? And yes, you'd be right. However, Rose was willing to give up the title to go for the women's championship. And in fact, she'll be up in the next match. But as a result, the championship was vacated, and we're going to crown a new champion with the #1 contender being Diamond Sky. And then, of course, Jen ended up winning a Rumble match to get the opportunity to become the #2 contender. But introducing first...
Women's champion.
Okay.
The women's ultra-violent fighting champion, Diamond Sky.
So there you see Diamond Sky. And she, too, is a decorated champion. She has the UFC title and the WCW Women's Championships. Now, I should clarify that going into 26, I might not have all the titles that this game has, as some of them have been retired, others have been added, so there's all those things to consider.
And representing the Empire,
but then, of course, you have Jen Wolverine,
from Tennessee,
a former Blue Toad Wrestling World Champion on 4 different occasions. Has Jen Wolverine been Blue Toad Wrestling World Champion, but has never been Mushroom Kingdom Champion, so this is something new for her. Okay. So, all right. So let's see. I want Rose and Lily. That's a given. And Andromeda. And I already got Damien. And believe it or not, I actually signed Revy, so I have her. And then V and Levi are new characters. Okay. So they are the son of Killian and Lissa. Ah. But without a doubt, I definitely see a lot of potential in Revy, because she has a good look. You know, she has a look that not too many have. But I'll go into more detail about it when we get to it. But right now, we have Jen Wolverine in white and Diamond Sky in the light blue and purple. Of course, Diamond Sky is also a former Cyberspace Federation World Champion herself. Oh, Maleficent, if I want her? Yeah. If you have Maddie Sabin and Damian Shelley, they are an official trio into Cyberspace, CRE. I mean, okay, so I have Maddie. I still need to get Damien, if only because, well, he has a part of the, AAA pass that I have not reached a tier from. But I'm hopeful to be able to get it. But as it is, oh, what a slam onto Diamond Sky. Now, this match is a 2 out of 3 falls submission match. But it's under, WrestleMania 13 rules in the sense that there are no countouts, there are no disqualifications. You just have to get submissions in the ring. And it's 2 out of 3. And speaking of which, let me do that. Let me put the scoreboard back up again. I almost forgot to do that. Oh, let me read this again. CRW, BMWF, Cyberspace, Revy, Maddie are a tag team of their own known as the Sakura Warriors. Oh, you know what? That would be cool, though. And if you have Damien with them, then I can definitely put them as a unit, since now you can do that much easier than you could in previous games. Well, it could happen. You could be the champ tonight. Anyway, a tornado DDT onto Diamond Sky. Now goes for the armbar. Diamond Sky able to get out of the lock and punch her way out. Although Diamond Sky fights out of it. I mean, for Diamond Sky, even though she had a week to recover, I imagine she's still sore from the previous match that she had. Although right now, Diamond Sky fired up, and she'll need to be. But now goes after the leg of Jen Wolverine. Off the ropes. Nice leapfrog. And a spin kick. And Diamond Sky rolls out. And goes for the, well, she went for the stomp but missed. But then a tiger suplex. Survivor Grand Empress due to the nail thing on My Rise. Well, I'm going to be doing My Rise, so hey, I might have to do the women's version because I've already started the dudes version. Like I got, but I have to because I got the archetype male outfit. I still need to get the women's installment as well. So no, I intend to do that one. But if after a while I don't get to it, well then that's my fault. Anyway, nice signature touch there. But they gotta get back in the ring, and Diamond Sky gets thrown back inside the ring, and Jen Wolverine is in control of this. And now Jen going for the Texas Cloverleaf. No, the Tennessee Cloverleaf. Jen originated from Tennessee. And a tap out by Diamond Sky. Only for her to land the Pyro Strike from out of nowhere. And another Tornado DDT. And now Jen gonna try to stretch Diamond Sky's back, and Diamond Sky just could not go any further. But it just goes to show how bad Jen wanted to win it. And we have a new champion And for the first time in her career, Jen Wolverine is the Mushroom Kingdom champion. Although I don't think Diamond Sky is going to be too upset about it, but I imagine she wanted to win. But a 4-star match. That was a great match on her part. Okay. So now we have, well, the double main event, plus we have an extra match, but that extra match was the result of a match that had a count-out victory. Or a count-out finish, rather, excuse me. But next up, we have Carmelita Fox defending Baby Blue against the following. You have the former champion, Lily Lancaster. Then, of course, you have the former Mushroom Kingdom champion, Rose Tagaya, who gave up the championship to get this opportunity. And last but certainly not least, a former Cyberspace Federation champion in the Warrior Empress. Alicia. Okay, so I know Alicia's here, and I know that Atticus is here. And usually wherever Atticus is, usually the girls are either not that far behind, or sometimes they'll use his account to watch, but what all four of these women have in common is that they have worked in cyberspace before, and that Rose has been a world champion. I'm not sure about Lily, but in Lily's case, she's a Blue Toad Wrestling champion. And then the other two are also former cyberspace world champions, Carmelita and Alicia. But I also love the tag team name of the Sakura Warriors. And don't be surprised if I even get Sakura herself. Well, that would be Sakura from Naruto, or maybe even Sakura from Street Fighter. But otherwise, but if not, I'll just leave it as is. I imagine it's fine as is. But as it is, here we have the United States champion in Liliana Lancaster.
And is for the All-Star Women's World Championship. Introducing the challenger, representing the Lucha Dragons from Lincoln, Nebraska, the Women's United States Champion, Princess Lily.
So there's Lily.
And introducing the challenger.
And there's the Divas champion, the WWE Divas champion.
The Divas champion, the Warrior Princess Empress.
Hey, what's up, Jesse? I'll get to you in a moment, but welcome to the show, dude. So we have the Divas champion, and as mentioned before, the Cyberspace Federation World Champion, former champion. The Warrior Empress herself. Our friend Alicia. Next. The former Mushroom Kingdom champion, and also 1/4 of the Four Queens champions, along with her sister Lily, as well as,
And introducing the challenger.
or I'm sorry, not Lily, Vera, Violet, and Andromeda are the other four. Lily had to drop her fourth because she was the world champion at the time. But otherwise it's still recognized via the Freebird rule. So technically Lily is a Four Queens champion. But of course, Rose wants to join her sister as being the holder of Baby Blue, the Blue Toad Wrestling World Championship. I mean, she's been a tag team champion, she's a Four Queens champion, a Mushroom Kingdom champion. I think really the only two titles she hadn't won is the world title and Intercontinental title, and if she's successful here, she'll be a Grand Slam champion. But of course, we still got one more to go. And that is
the champion, representing Diamond Mine from Paris, France, the All-Star Women's World Champion.
I'll get to that in a moment,
and the
Jesse.
WWE Women's Champion, Carmella Lisa Fox.
So we have the WWE champion and the defending the Blue Toad Wrestling World Champion herself, Carmelita Fox. So you had a match earlier, but it actually went to a countout in which you won by countout. But of course, as you know, championships don't change hands via countout. So it was decided that we're going to have a redo after this and the next match, and in the hopes of getting a definitive winner here. All right, here we go. Bear with me because the next message is going to take a while, but it's needed information. Revy Black, formerly Revy Corbin, born Rebecca Belmont, daughter of Trevor Belmont. Oh, okay. Okay, so that was Revy Corbin. Okay. Good to know that's who she is. Okay. Anyway, but yes, you'll have another match if only to get a definitive winner. She's Carmelita 3 belts. Oh, awesome. So the object of this is to either pin your opponent's shoulders for the count of 3 or force your opponent to submit. There are no countouts, there are no disqualifications and falls count anywhere, and the last woman standing after all others have been eliminated will win the match and become the Blue Toad Wrestling World Champion. And I believe Rose just got thrown over, and a clothesline onto Carmelita. Carmelita off the ropes. And Lily with a punch. And meanwhile, Warrior Empress on the outside dealing with Rose, and a pin onto the outside to Rose. Nope, a kick out by Rose. And not to mention, Carmelita is the Cyberspace Women's World Champion. And then a pin onto Lily, but Lily kicks out. The Sakura Lycan clan, after Trevor destroyed her village. It is... Oh! I appreciate you're taking the time to do it in several messages rather than try to do a clumped message. I appreciate that. Back to the match, though. Oh, nice suplex onto Lily. And then nice cutter-like move onto Rose. But now Warrior Empress now has, well, she had a microphone, but she got hit with a hammer. And again. And again. And I mean, both Carmelita and Empress are friends, but it is every woman for herself, and now ends up using that hammer on, oh, that was Rose. And a float over DDT onto Lily. And now Lily gets pinned. 1, 2, no. So the stipulation is last woman remaining after all. It's an elimination match. It's our standard Blue Toad Wrestling Fatal 4-Way match. But the winner is the Blue Toad Wrestling World Champion. That's what's at stake, if that's the stipulation you were wondering. 1, 2, and Lily has been eliminated. Carmelita Fox eliminates Lily, and Lily is out. Now we're down to 3. And now, oh. And Hurricane Rana onto Alicia, but as that happens, a pin onto Rose. 1, no, kick out by Rose. And now Alicia has a kendo stick. Nope, taken away and slapped with it. And now Atticus is like, Rose, don't give up. But then the gun's done. But before Carmelita could capitalize, she gets thrown over the top rope herself. Warrior Empress showing how determined she is, but she's got to stay on her. As Carmelita knows how... She definitely has hand-to-hand combat skills, given her, occupation as a, as a corrections officer. And a float-over DDT onto Alicia, onto the Warrior Empress and a pin. 1, 2, no. Welcome back, Tammy. And then Rose. Nope. Oh, and now going for the Dragon Bite. The Dragon Bite onto Carmelita. I think they look good. They look really good. Oh, and a trash can thrown at Rose. And now a pinfall on Rose. 1, 2. No. Certainly going to have to do a lot more than that to beat Rose. And now going for an octopus stretch, or the vine stretch, she's a Rose. And same thing with Lily if she had used it. And then Rose, nice counter onto the Warrior Empress. Then a kick to the face. As Carmelita walks away and lets the other two go in there and destroy each other. Only for Alicia to get thrown back inside the ring. And then Rose gets hit with the kendo stick, but nice head scissors takedown and a pin on Carmelita. 1, 2, no. And in the meantime, Rose goes up to the top and, went for the 360 elbow drop, but didn't quite get all of it, though. And then a float over DDT onto Rose. And then the gun stun onto Alicia and a pin. 1, 2, no. And Carmelita gonna look to get something else. Uh-oh, now we got some wood. And Rose ended up getting some. Although Rose, nice Rose bomb. That's what I'll call that, the Rose bomb. 1, 2, and she got her. She got the champ. The champ is out. And in the meantime, a pin onto Rose. Ref, what are you doing? 1, 2, she got it.
Here is your winner and the new All-Star Women's World Champion, the Warrior Princess Empress.
So while Carmelita does have a rematch clause in her back pocket, given that she is, given that she was the champion going into it, and then of course Lily just used her opportunity in this match. But at the end of the day, she really wanted this, and she finally got it. The Warrior Empress is now the holder of Baby Blue. Now, of course, as mentioned before, Carmelita does have a rematch in her back pocket. So we will see that match between those two by the time we get to 26. But as far as does Rose get a rematch for the Mushroom Kingdom title? Well, I mean, she gave it up, but I don't see why not. All right, let me type this up. I'm fine with that. So yes, I'm writing these notes down so I can remember by the time we get to 26. Oh, yes. Oh, wait. Okay, so Tammy updated her own call on her own volition. Okay. So, yeah, Atticus, you can get Amanda's own call, or Tammy's own call, from Tammy herself, because really, who knows Tammy better than Tammy herself? But now it's time to find out who will be the undisputed champion of Cyberspace Federation and Blue Toad Wrestling. So, of course, we have AJ, and, well, of course, JW was the previous champion, but we have to edit this because, well, obviously we have a new champion now. Yeah. So we have Dakota, and I'll give him his other outfit just so we can change that out. And, oh, and AJ, what outfit you want? But before I do, let me get this. You know what? Let me put, yeah, I'll have Jessica Carr be the referee. Why not? Your second attire? Hey. Let me go back. Okay, just making sure all the rules are fine. But now that Dakota has had some time to recover, how much, like, and not to mention AJ did have a match previously, but how much in the tank does Dakota have? Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Let me make this a double title match. So we have Dakota and we have AJ. I mean, AJ was willing to put up the World Cyberspace title. He could have just not done it at all, and we would have just had something else. Or at the very least, we could have had him against somebody else. But he was willing to put it up. That's what it took to get this match. And you sent me a DM. Let me see. Oh. Okay. All right. So the only thing I need to do now is let Dakota know that Dakota's back in. Yep, absolutely. So after this match and, well, basically after the show, I can then count who's champion going into 26. So yes. So if it's AJ, it's AJ, and if it's Dakota, it's Dakota. But I did make Dakota the character Dakota, and I already have AJ's own character. So there you go. But anyway, let's get right to it. So this is our main event, or the second of two main events, rather. Okay, so now that I've done that, let's get to the match itself. However, it turns out that we still have one more match to go, and that's the rematch with the Primetime Jackhammers and the Dragon family. So I'm hopeful that, you know, Sean and Jesse are still in the chat. You know, as is, you know, Dragonheart on behalf of his family. And welcome back, Dakota. So, Dakota, you became the champion of Blue Toad Wrestling. But, of course, this match is a champion for champion match. And the championship that you're defending is Big Blue. That would be the one on your shoulder. So you're defending that championship, and you're taking on AJ for his title, the Cyberspace Federation World title that he has. And also, AJ has said that if you win, he wishes to add you to his show, like add your character, that is. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Primetime. So yeah, stick around, and we'll have that. We'll have the tag team match rematch, and we'll go from there. But yes, I will say, Alicia, that I got the Blue Toad Wrestling logo uploaded. So, but also let me know if you're having trouble with it, and then I'll see what I can do to fix that, if need be. So yeah, Dakota is in. But then, there you have AJ himself. Let's find out if he can become the double champ of two different promotions. He's already the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, which is the Cyberspace Federation World Championship. Oh, awesome. Well, and also just like the logo, if anything needs to be fixed or anything, either by myself or by you, I'll let you know. Oh, it's going to be intergender. I mean, I'll at least keep the world titles separate, if only because of the rich histories that each of those championships have. Well, within the lore of Blue Toad Wrestling, of course. But I can consolidate the other titles. But as for Dakota, I give you, I should say, excuse me, I give you the holder of Big Blue.
From Dallas, Texas, weighing in at 213 pounds, the Men's World Universal Champion, and he is the World Heavyweight Champion, AJ.
And this is in a no-holds-barred match, which is to say there are no disqualifications and there are no countouts. It's got to come down to a pinfall or submission in the ring. Otherwise, these guys can beat the heck out of each other, much in the same way that Dakota and JW did earlier. Well, hey, it's happened. You know, never say never. Back to this match, though. And, of course, AJ going to look to take out the legs of Dakota, which is not a bad idea given that Dakota is a tremendous athlete. I mean, of course, I don't know if the real Dakota has ever played, like, sports, like baseball or basketball or something. I mean, I did, but most of the time it was for fun. And I imagine, you know, but then again, what children haven't played, you know, games for fun, you know? And then, well, both went for a slingshot, but they kind of had the same idea, but they both missed as a result. A knee right to the gut of AJ. All right, not a problem, Wally, but I'm not sure if anyone's made your character yet, or if I have to make it. But if I have to make it, I'll bring you back, Mr. Wally. All right, now AJ rolls out of the ring, but then, wow, nice forearm shot by Dakota. And a big boot right to AJ. Then a stomp onto the arm. And so far, oh, never mind. I was about to say, Dakota had the upper hand, but I think that might have just made AJ mad. And then AJ sends him right into the table, only to get a spin kick to the head for his trouble. And now looks to get a kendo stick. Well, he was about to get it, but then he gets speared. But I'm just going to say this. If, you know, regardless of who wins and who loses, especially the one who falls short, you know, it's like regardless, it's like whoever loses will have nothing to be ashamed of. Although, well, AJ was about to use that shovel, but then got hit with a move, but instead, a spear right to Dakota. But it looks like AJ, of course, knows that he has to get Dakota back in the ring. And then a knee right to the head of AJ. And AJ has been busted open. And now AJ's in trouble. Although far from done. Although, wait a minute. The 8-second ride. 8-second ride. Although, what's AJ doing? Although I think AJ wants to make sure that Dakota is done. And Dakota gets hit in the back. And again. And the Lion Stunner. 1, 2. No, Dakota kicks out. I mean, Dakota has already been in one match today. Although, nice counter there by Dakota. And a series of kicks and a knee. But now Dakota going up to the top. Oh, he's going to go for the elbow. And he hits it. That could do it. 1, 2, no. And now Dakota has to wonder, what do I have to do to put away AJ now? Uh-oh, I think he wants to put away AJ with that bat. He hits him with it. But then, wait a minute. Now goes for the Rings of Saturn. The Rings of Saturn onto Dakota, but Dakota fights out. Oh, nice bulldog off of a slingshot. All right, now he picks up AJ. And nice side kick. But then Dakota goes up to the top. Oh, he's going to go for the elbow again. And he hits it again. 1, 2, 3. I mean, if you're going to slay a lion, you may as well throw a spear at its heart, because that's what you had to do. And as a result, Dakota is not only the Blue Toad Wrestling World Champion, he is now the Cyberspace Federation Champion. So it looks to me like we're going to get to see Dakota in cyberspace. I'm not sure how Dakota will feel about it, but for AJ, he has nothing to be ashamed of. And while AJ definitely has a rematch clause for his own title, but then again, he's the owner, so of course he would. Of course, as far as Dakota is concerned with Blue Toad Wrestling, well, there are two other guys that have a claim to that shot. One is Jose Blanco, as Jose ended up beating JW Caliber in a non-title match when JW was the champ. And then JW got beaten by Dakota. So those are the two guys that Dakota's going to have to worry about or be concerned of when we get back to 2K26. But for AJ, by the time we get to 26, AJ should be rested and recuperated. And I wouldn't be surprised if AJ makes another run at the title again. But I give credit to AJ, and I give credit to all of our contestants tonight. But first, before I do anything else, let me do this really quickly. Let me change the championships, the outside of universe mode, because this will be the last time that I'll have to do that. But let me do this. Okay. So, alright, so all of this is still the same. Louis still the champ. And then the new champion, as far as Blue Toad is concerned, is Jen Wolverine. Wait, the former Monty Mole Sean, is that you? Sean and Shiro. Wait, is Shiro a good friend of yours? Hi, Shiro. And then, of course, we have the Warrior Empress as the holder of Baby Blue. And for Big Blue, that is Dakota. I still wish to know how Dakota feels about being the holder of Big Blue. And let's see. Okay, everything else is fine. All right, cool. Oh, she's not real. Okay, cool. All right, well, thank you, Sean. Now, of course, we have a new holder, and that's Dakota. Oh, I forgot to. I'm so stupid. I forgot to give Domara this championship because he's the champion in Universe Mode. I forgot to give him that. Let's see. Everything else looks good. All right, cool. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Carmelita's the champion. Okay. Your friend Mario? Oh, awesome. Oh, yeah, that's right. Andromeda's the new champion. Intercontinental champion. Okay, so now we got all of our championships, or champions, I should say, updated. Little Mario. Okay, so we still have one match to take care of, and that is the tag team championship match, which did not have a satisfying finish, so I definitely want to make do with that. So, anyway, so Mr. Sanders and Jesse, we're going to come back down to Blue Toad Mania. And we'll still keep it a normal tag team match. Okay. So where is he? Where is he? Oh yeah, that's right. Jesse. Jackhammer. I'll give him a second look. Why not? Let's show that off. May as well while we have the chance. And Sean Sanders, also his second look. I'll give him that. And then let's get the other guys. Let's get Dragonheart Jr. again. We'll show off his other outfit. Why not? And Kaiser Heart. Yes, absolutely. The Dragon family will get the opportunity should they fall themselves, but not that. But we'll see what happens, though. Okay, let me make sure I customize the rules this time around. All right, so the rules are the same here. Now I'm gonna increase the ring out from 10 to 20, and I'll explain what would happen if it ends in a count out, depending on who gets counted out. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, let me put the title on the line before I forget. Okay, so all right, so Jesse's here. And let me let Mr. Oh, I just received your DM. I didn't even see it there, Miss Alicia. I'll have to take care of that in a moment. Do remind me though, because I do forget sometimes. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. Got it. I was just letting Mr. Primetime, or not Primetime, Dragonheart know. But here we go. The Tag Team Championship. So it's only fitting that if we're gonna end it here, we may as well end at Blue Toad Mania. So, if the champions win by count out, then we'll just count that as a victory, and then we'll start it again. And then if it happens to end on count out, then whoever wins that will be the champion, whether it's the challengers or the champions. But if we get an outright winner, like if we get a pinfall or submission victory in the ring, then whoever gets that is the champ, or are the champions, I should say. Excuse me. So of course, if Sean or Jesse get the pin or submission, then that's as simple as that. Now, of course, if they get a count-out victory, then of course the title can change hands, or will change hands. It's just, as Patty said, the Dragon family will get that rematch. But first up, we saw the team entrance, but now we get to see their solo entrances. And first up is Jesse Jackhammer. And you can tell that Jesse's fired up. But yeah, I was not expecting to have to do a rematch, but but at least it makes sense to do it. And here you have the Canadian Nightmare, Jesse Jackhammer. But yes, after this, I will start taking inventory, and if time permits, I'll come back and do another stream. I mean, I'll take a little break, of course, but aside from that, do stay tuned. So we have Jesse, and now we have Prime Time, who also happens to be the Blue Toad Wrestling North American champion. All right, so now we have the tag team champions, and you get to see Dragonheart Jr. as he lights it up, baby. All right. And now we have Patty's man, who just so happens to be the X Division champion, as well as half of the Blue Toad Wrestling Tag Team champions. All right. I was also resting my voice a little bit. Well, I'll tell you what, though. I mean, really, all the matches that we've had could just as easily have been the main event of any of the shows. And this is a main event worthy match.
All-Star World Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 499 pounds.
So,
And their opponents at a combined weight of 409 pounds.
so the challengers outweigh the challengers outweigh the champion, excuse me, of a combined weight of 90 pounds. So the challengers have a 90-pound advantage over the champions. But like the old saying goes, it's not the size of the fighter, it's the size of the fight in somebody. Anyway, so we're going to start with Dragonheart Jr. and Jesse, and immediately tagging in Sean Sanders. And you'll notice he has that red band. Of course, that red band was when we had that red versus blue show. And at the time, I gave him a red an upper band wrist, or upper wristband, excuse me, which is why he has that, so... I mean, as far as Dragonheart is concerned, he's going to have to use his speed, especially against both of his opponents, as they both outweigh him. So he'll have to use, the speed and the athleticism. That's not to take anything away from the other two guys. But now a couple of elbows, and a poison runner from off the top rope. Oh, you better believe that hurt Primetime. And then, of course, Dragonheart doing his best Eddie Guerrero impression with Latino Heat. Oh, nice slingshot drop kick. And then goes for the pin. One. No. Certainly going to have to do a lot more than that to beat Dragonheart Jr. And a missed drop kick. And then a slingshot drop kick of his own. And a quick tag to Jesse Jackhammer. And now Jesse clotheslines up on the top rope. And then, oh, Now looking to work on the arm. And now sends him in the corner. And a tag. And now going for the Hardy Boys combination. A twist of fate and a swanton. Is that going to do it? 1, 2, no. Although to credit Primetime, he's not letting Dragonheart Jr. escape. And now is looking to do the figure 8. But was unable to get a tap out. Or a submission. Whoa! Nice Phoenix splash. And a front flip, although he gets knee for his trouble. Off the ropes. And now it's trying to bend the leg in a way it's not supposed to bend. And a Hurricane Rana. And a backflip. And then another drop kick. And finally a tag into Kaiserheart. And Kaiser, ooh, double stomp on the left arm. And then nice moonsault slingshot move. So as mentioned before, there is a count out, but now the count has been increased to 20. So whoever's out has a 20 count to work with. Although Sean gets sent right into the steps. Although the count got reset as Kaiserheart exited the ring. Although now he's back in. All right, now both men are back in. Although the Dragonplex. 1, 2. Or I'm sorry, the Kaiserplex, my bad. The Kaiserplex, and then a double rotation moonsault, but missed. That was huge. If he had hit it, that might have been it. But a tag to Jesse Jackhammer. And then, oh, nice counter by Kaiserheart. Ooh. And one right back from Jesse. Slammed on the top turnbuckle and then just slammed on the floor. And then, uh-oh. Jesse Jackhammer gets the Canadian Jackhammer. Well, and that probably would have been it had it not been for Dragonheart Jr. Tag back to primetime Sean Sanders. And now a series of kicks to the stomach, and then a clothesline. And now a couple of punches. I don't know if that's going to do it, but 1, 2, no, but it'll get him closer. Now a series of kicks. And so far, Sean just working over Kaiserheart. Although Kaiserheart fighting back. Now set into the corner, or a neutral corner. Oh, then a dragon screw to a dragon known as Kaiserheart now starts to work on the leg. And a ripcord knee that attacked Jesse. So it looks like slowly but surely they're going to take out Kaiserheart. If they can take out his arms, you take out a large chunk of, Kaiserheart's offense. Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to take his arms out. But then a snap suplex. Then a knee to the face. Well, I'm not sure what Sean was going to do, but countered into a double arm DDT. And Sean Sanders rolls out. And then Kaiserheart goes after Jesse Jackhammer, but that might not have been a good idea. Well, not necessarily, Joshua. If anything, this is a rematch, if only because we got a count-out victory for the challengers. So in other words, basically one of the matches didn't have a satisfying end, in the sense that it didn't end with a pinfall, it didn't end with a submission, it ended in a count-out. So in other words, it was an underwhelming finish. So in other words, that's the only reason we're having this one. And now going for the Dragon Destroyer. The Dragon Destroyer, that could do it. Well, that would have done it had it not been for Jesse. But yeah, it's one of those matches that needed a do-over, and that's kind of what this is. Or what am I saying? It is what it is. But yeah, under any other circumstance, yeah, we would have bonus matches, but I think so, but I'll have to check again, Carlos. Now, I will say that the challengers, Sean Sanders, the man who was just on the top turnbuckle, and his tag team partner, Jesse Jackhammer, in the red shirt, they won the prior match by count out, but as you know, if a match ends in a count out, regardless of who gets counted out, the title doesn't change hands, even if the challengers win. Well, in this case, I've decreed that if the challengers do win by a count out in this particular case, then the titles can change hands. But if the champions win by count out, then we'll have to do this one more time. We'll have to redo it again. But if we can get a pinfall or submission in the ring, like right here, if we can get it here, then it's over. But no, it's not. And then, okay, that was a missed drop kick there. Anyway, into the corner. Nope, back elbow. And then prime time, no, countered into a reverse DDT. But let me do this really quickly before I forget. Yeah. So but I do have you on the list for when we get back to 2K26. This is the finale to 2K24. So, and by the way, Joshua, I do have your character, or I've created your character, so he's ready. All right, now both of the legal competitors are outside, and the Kaiserplex, but this time it's outside the ring on the floor. All right, cool. Oh, and Fin de Mundo definitely adopted it from Jose Blanco, but he hit it on the floor. A swanton splash. The count is up to 8. Now, I will say this. I increased the count to 20 instead of the usual 10, so these two guys do have a little bit more time to get back in. Count is up to 12. Back in. Now sent into the steps. And, oh, wow. Both guys got back in. I don't know how, but they did. And, well, a miscalculation there by Jesse Jackhammer. And a moonsault right to the back of Jesse Jackhammer. But at least we didn't get a count out. We did not get a count out, thankfully. Oh, it is? Okay, cool. So, yeah. Thank you to Brandon for confirming that. Anyway, nice alley-oop powerbomb. Then a tag back to Dragonheart Jr. Oh. Well, he went for the... He went for the dragon kick, but missed. Or rather, Jesse got out of the way. Now set into the corner. Tag back to Kaiserheart, but then a tag to primetime Sean Sanders. However, Kaiserheart just a little bit quicker onto primetime. And a code breaker to primetime. Then a kick to the back. Oh, but primetime rolls out of the ring, and Kaiserheart went for a dive but missed. And now, wait, what's primetime doing? And now it looks like primetime is going to look to stretch Dragonheart Jr. and kick Dragonheart Jr. off the apron. Well, I guess turnabout's fair play. Uh-oh. Kaiserheart is telling him to just bring it. Well, it looks like primetime just brought it. And now going for the money clip. The money clip. Could this do it? 1, 2, no! Oh my goodness, that was the best opportunity that Sean Sanders had. But Kaiserheart kicked out of it. Uh-oh. Fin de Mundo. But this time to Sean Sanders in the ring, but broken up by Jesse Jackhammer. Wow, I gotta say this, though. This is a 5-star match. I mean, what a way to close the show, man. Then a Hurricane Rana into a pin. 1, 2, 3. And this time the champions have successfully defended the title. No doubt about it this time. Definitively. Oh my goodness. I mean, at one point I thought Sean and Jesse had it. I thought they had it, but it just goes to show that Kaiserheart wasn't going to give it up, and he proved it. So the Dragon family, of course, Kaiserheart, I'm still waiting for Kaiserheart to come back, and because I have Dragonheart Jr. already. I mean, I know that his son is up. No, I'll say this though: if by the time I start earnestly on 26 and I still don't see Kaiser Hart, at least I can bring in Kaiser Hart Jr. to take over if I have to. But on the other hand, I do like Dragonheart, or not Dragonheart, Kaiser Hart Jr.'s look. So I'll give him a chance. But either way, congratulations to the tag team champions, as they are still the champions, and for Primetime and Jesse, or Jesse Jackhammer, for the Primetime Jackhammers, they put on a great match, and while they won the first one by countout, and while what was it? And so while they won the first match by countout, it didn't give them the titles. But this time, it ended with a definitive victory. And that's all really anybody could ever ask for, because I just didn't want to end the show with a controversial finish in any of the matches. And while most of them had a definitive victory, that one didn't, so that's why we had to do this one again. And finally, we got that. A 5-star match. Congratulations. But I will say that the Primetime Jackhammers will be back. But for now, the champs are still there. And for all of us here, this is the Blue Toad to Jew22 saying, "Good. I want to wish you guys nothing but the best. And if time permits, I'll be back for a creation suite and things like inventory. See who to keep, see who to let go. Because I will say that not everyone's going to come back. And I also understand that I won't have every championship in 26 as I have here. And then, of course, there's other championships that were added for 26 as well. Nonetheless, though, congratulations to those who won, and for those who didn't, you put on a great show. And for everybody else, I thank you so much for watching. I thank you so much for that. And it's because of you guys that I came back to 2K26, or 2K really, because I was thinking about hanging it up just because I really wasn't sure if I wanted to come back. But I'm happy to say that because of you guys and because of some of the new people that have come in, I have that hunger again. A third female call? Maybe. Yeah. Well, I want to give other people a chance, especially those who already have a spot in Blue Toad, but I'll definitely consider it there, Mr. Cornwell. So yeah, I'll consider her. And also congratulations to the new champion, Endo Girl 1982, aka Alicia, on becoming the champion. I mean, there were several times I thought it wasn't going to happen, but it happened. And, oh, there was one other thing I forgot to do. And this was at the request of Alicia herself. So let me do this really quick. So Alicia said that if, in the event that she won the title, which she did, she was willing to give up the Divas title and give it to... where is she? Now Jennifer, the Grand Empress, whatever you want to call her, has now has the Divas title for herself. But until then, actually, let me see if there's anyone streaming, so I can send you guys on a raid. You know, between now and if I decide to come back for a second run. And in fact, if I remember, I believe that's Atticus who's, yeah, Atticus is streaming, and yeah, Atticus is on. Yep. Yeah, we'll go to Atticus though. Now, obviously, if Atticus hadn't been streaming or someone else was, although, Oh, I see what I did wrong. Oh, there we go. All right, so here is Atticus's show, CRW. So you guys can use that. You can use the TJ Raid hashtag if I can type correctly. Okay, so until then, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see some of you in Atticus's show. But for everybody else, I'll see you next weekend. That is, unless I decide to do something else on Sunday, but it's more likely I'll use Sunday as a rest day, and in which case that's what I will do. Until then, have a good night, everybody. Okay. Take care.